My name is BEANZ, spelled B-E-A-N-Z. I am a 15-year-old black Bombay cat, and you are about to hear the Clawful Truth. The Clawful Truth is also the name of this podcast. I guess I should tell you what this is all about. You see, I got tired of sitting at home all day being bored. So one day, I went up to my human roommate and said, "Hey roommate, I need a hobby." And so he said, "How about I get you some yarn?" And I said, "I have enough yarn. What I need is a way to connect with the outside world." Then we sat there in silence for a while. I bathed myself, walked around for a bit, and then my roommate said, "Hey BEANZ, how about you start a podcast?" And I replied, "What's a podcast?" I don't know how long it took him to explain what a podcast was, but the sun was out when he started, and then it got dark, and then the sun was out again. I napped for most of it, but I think I understood the gist. But instead of responding to him, I decided to go look under a chair for something. And so he said, "Well, I'm out of ideas, so I'm gonna go take a nap." A few months later, I went up to my roommate and said, "Okay, I guess I'll do it." And he said, "Do what?" And I said, "Make a podcast with your help, like we were talking about a few months ago." And he said, "We've never talked about this before." And I said, "Yes, we have." And then he said, "No, we haven't." We argued for a while, and long story short, I now have this podcast, and my roommate won't be causing any trouble anymore. He set up this equipment for me, gave me a quick rundown of how it all works, and then he took off to go make some money at the racetrack so I could have some privacy. I guess now I should tell you about myself. My hobbies include playing with pens, staring at walls, climbing up curtains, batting at shadows, and hiding in rugs and pretending that the rugs are grass. My biggest fear is heights. My favorite food is tuna, even though it gives me diarrhea. And I like the dry kibble pieces in the shape of X's because I like chewing off the corners and leaving the middle. And my hero is Garfield, of course. I admire how he puts people in their place like I do. I've been told I was adopted when I was a baby, but don't remember much about my childhood or my parents or siblings. I always overhear my roommate on the phone talking about what a loose cannon I am. For instance, I often can't focus when people are saying, "Come here, BEANZ," or whatever it is that they say to me. I've also overheard my roommate saying that I act like I'm seeing things that aren't really there. Maybe I'm just seeing things that he can't see. He never considers that. Like sometimes I see these rat dogs running towards me. They're as big as dogs but have the faces and tails of rats, but are also barking like dogs. But then when I look at my roommate, he doesn't seem to see them or think that's worth commenting on. Or sometimes I find myself surrounded by cats that look just like me, and they're all laughing at me. Again, my roommate never seems to see the same things that I see. And even when I've lived with dogs, and I'll get more into that at a later time, I would see these things and look over, and my canine comrades would look at me like I was off my rocker. Anyway, I'll try to keep myself in check while I'm recording, but in the middle of a sentence, I might shout, "Oh my God, a rat dog!" So I apologize in advance. While my roommate was explaining to me what this whole podcast thing was, he said something about how episodes usually have a theme. So I thought, what better theme than cats? The first cat-related topic that I'm going to discuss is the theory that cats were sent down to Earth by space aliens, and these overlords are using us to spy on the human race. My roommate talks about this a lot. I'll just be going about my own business, acting completely normal, in my opinion anyway, and he'll say, "Oh, BEANZ, you act like a space alien." Sometimes he gets in a weird mood and he won't sleep for a while, and his eyes will get all red and wide, and he'll look at me and say, "Were you sent here to spy on me?" What I assume he means is that I was sent here to spy on him because I'm a space alien. So what are space aliens? From what I overhear on the television, they are like humans, except that they live in outer space. What is outer space? What am I, a scientist? So what do I think of this theory? Did space aliens send me down to this planet? I don't remember. However, this theory may explain what I was talking about a minute ago, how I see things that those around me don't seem to see. Is there a transmission in my brain that is connecting to this so-called outer space? If so, is that transmission faulty? Am I receiving the wrong signals? Is that why I'm seeing these rat dogs and clones of myself that are laughing at me? I don't know if this alien theory is true, but I have no proof that it isn't true. I really believe in questioning everything. For example, when my roommate says that I should come sit with him instead of roaming around the house, I think, why would I do that? I will now take a call from a fellow feline. What are your thoughts on this subject? Hello, caller. I'm listening.
Yes, hello. My name is Oreo, and I'm a black and white cat who is calling from Florida.
Well, greetings to you, Oreo.
Firstly, I just wanted to thank you for creating this podcast and giving the feline population a voice. I've been staring at a wall for a long time, and something about having this on in the background really scratches where it itches.
You like staring at walls too? That's one of my favorite things to do. And thank you for acknowledging the importance of this podcast. So what do you think, Oreo? Are we felines really space aliens?
Well, I do feel like my body is possessed by something that isn't me. I'll often just get the urge to start running across my house, and I've always been confused as to why. I just do it. Maybe someone in space is using a remote control to direct me to a place that they want to investigate more.
This happens to me all the time, and I think it's time that we felines start analyzing these matters. So do you think the space alien theory is true then?
I'm going to go lay on the living room rug now. Bye now.
That's okay. Not every cat is ready to do the work. Okay, I'll take another caller now. Hello, caller. I'm listening.
Yeah, hello. My name is Socks, and I'm an elderly black cat with white feet, and I live in Pennsylvania.
Cool. Well, now that we've heard your life story, what do you think of the feline space alien theory?
I'm torn because this theory has no scientific merit. At the same time, it's stuck with me
Oh my God, a rat dog!
What?
I'm sorry, you were saying?
At the same time, this theory is stuck with me because I've always wondered why I existed. If aliens didn't send me down to Earth to spy on humans, then why am I here?
What I wonder with this whole alien theory is this. Are we giving ourselves an imaginary purpose because without one, it's too hard to keep on living? My roommate always paces around our house and talks to himself about how he has no purpose and how all he does is make everyone's life worse and how the world would be better off without him. I think he takes medicine to help him with those feelings.
Maybe your roommate would feel better if he thought he was a camcorder for aliens. So maybe we should be thankful that this is a possibility for us cats. That's just me trying to think positively.
Yeah, maybe this is a blessing for us cats. Well, is there anything else you want to share at this time? Hello? It sounds like this cat is maybe licking himself and has forgotten he is on this call, so I will hang up now. So in summation, there is no way to know for sure why we cats not only ended up on this earth, but have settled so conveniently into the role of observers. Were we sent here to observe? Maybe. Or maybe we just love watching the movie of life. Maybe we're not so different from humans. Aren't we all just observing what goes on around us and trying to make sense of it all? Maybe every species on this planet was sent here to spy on each other. I don't think any of us will ever know the answer for sure, but at least cats and humans and every other living thing can live in mystery together. You have been listening to The Clawful Truth. My name is BEANZ, spelled B-E-A-N-Z. Until next time, don't forget, reality is like yarn. It's there for you to unravel. So long. This has been a BEANZ the Cat production, executive produced by BEANZ the Cat. Thanks for listening.